open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move, can make me move, can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found. but you don't care. You're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. Oh, you meant the world to me. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Got me reaching out, and do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I call for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you.
Alright, you're alive. Sweet. How's it going, guys? I hope you're having a good Sunday. I don't know about you, I'm a little a little bit hungover, but that's the whole point of the Hangover Helper Yoga, right? So we're going to start this out, and we're just going to pretty much stretch out a little bit and get ourselves a little bit more limber and have some like lighter stretches in our hips and our rotation movement kind of open up and help us before we start like doing, the deeper poses. And I'm also going to use this time to set up chat on my wrist while we do this. So start with just kind of breathing your hips back and forth, put yourself in an A position, kind of let the inner thigh stretch out. And we'll just do this for 30 seconds, a minute, while I get this set up. Stretch it out. Yeah, normally I have it a little bit more prepped, but nature had called at the worst possible moment, as per normal with most things, so. Alright. Now, we're going to take our legs, we're going to lean to one side, we're going to rotate on this straight leg, rotate around so you're in your hip and your joint and your rotator cuff. We're just going to kind of stretch that out a bit. Alright. Now we're going to go back to middle. Hi everybody. Right now we're just prepping with a little bit of getting ourselves a little bit stretched out before doing actual deeper poses. Just get yourself nice and square, and we're going to rotate our hips back and forth. And I got a text. Well, they can wait. To make yourself square, we're just going to kind of rotate your hips back and forth. And then we're going to do SpongeBob, and we're going to bring it around town. And again. And we should feel a little bit more limber in our hips. And then we're going to straighten one leg and bend towards the other. And we're going to rotate around that hip joint. Just in circles. And swap to the other leg. For those of us here live, you'll want to turn off world volume and just have voices on, as the world volume will have my voice go through it. I'm getting a double player set in here so I can do some background music and have it. It's up to you. That's up to you. It makes it easier to see when you can see yourself. Alright, now just go back to swinging your hips back and forth. Yeah, hopefully Lily shows up. She was telling me yesterday that she did like 600 squats on her last stream, and so her legs were hurting, so I made a custom, I made a special yoga class for today that's based around recovery from exercise for the lower body. So, hopefully, if she's able to hop by, either on, no, not even in here, like on stream, I don't care if she doesn't want to be here physically, but this will help her a lot because last night she was talking about how her legs are really hurting her. Now, slowly back to center. And we're just going to bend our knees. If you're really flexible, you don't have to, but we're just going to kind of go down and grab the back of our leg. Stretch out our calves a little bit. Put a light bend in the knee. If you're really flexible, you can go straight legged. I know I am not, so I always have a slight bend in my knee. And we'll just hold this 20 to 30 seconds. And slowly release. Back to top. Start moving your knees and your legs up. We're going to get our quads a little bit ready here. Now, depending on how good your balance is, if you're close to a wall, you can set your hand on a wall. If you have decent balance, all we're going to be doing is just grabbing one leg. Oop. My other mat wanted to step out under me. Nice. Pull up. Set down. Lift the other leg. Pull up a little bit. Then set it down. And we're just going to repeat this. If you have good balance, you can just hold one leg for a while. My balance is not the best anymore, so I usually just repeat. We'll do this for about 10 more seconds. And we're going to stretch out our calves. Oop. I know, my balance is horrible. It's the hangover, man. The hangover makes the balance the worst. Yep. I always wear shorts or underwear when I'm doing this because my trackers. Oh. Quick point of notion for those of us that are in VR. When we do poses, we will kind of be moving side to side. So if you use 11 point like me, I keep my legs at a 45 rather than straight. So on my side, it pushes it forward. Or if I'm flat, which we won't be going flat today, it'll push it to the side a bit. Same with your arms, a nice 45. For your hip tracker, for most of us that are in just 6 point, you also want it at a 45. So when you roll, you're not eating your side and it'll push up a bit. That can be seen by your base stations. And let's just do some toe raises to get those calves warmed up a little bit. Lift up onto your toes. Roll onto your back. The poses don't require as much moving. It's called calisthenic. So it's like using motion to get your muscles ready without working them too hard. It's just to get the muscles ready. And then the poses will be the real deeper stretches. All right. And we're pretty good. So give me 1 second. This stage was built too high on accident, and we're going to be lowering it. So I will be off the mat so you guys can see me up front. I will be getting that fixed next week, but for now, I'll just be up front and off of my mat. And let me check on, for stream here, a follow camera, so the camera floats above me, so it's easier for you guys to see me. Yeah, do whatever feels more comfortable. Raise up the camera a bit. And yeah, don't forget to drink a bit of water. Yeah, I've been up for a little while as well. Yeah, me and Velen fell asleep in a cozy world listening to music. Alright, let's up the FOV a bit. Now if I go towards the ground, how well can you see me? Good. Alright, so we're going to start with some ground poses. So I'll be sitting down. I know, Hanami, you said you don't have a lot of room. Let me grab my notepad. So, oh man, speaking of trackers, give me 1 second. I need to recalibrate. We will be doing a few lay down poses. Awesome. They are pretty nice. I really do enjoy mine. Alright. So this first pose is going to be pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to take one leg and slip it underneath the other leg. And then you're going to slowly, if I can get into the right position, and then you're going to bring your other foot over and around. So you take one leg and you slip it under your knee and lay it on the ground. And you're going to take your next foot, move it around over your other knee. Then we'll take our hand and place it behind us and twist. And then put your arm right here on the front of your leg and lightly push away from the direction you're twisting to create a stretch in your leg. Should get a nice lower back stretch as well here. A little bit in the shoulders. Oh, that's all good. Here, let me sit forward so you can watch me do it. See forward. So you have your legs out. I know mine's being a bit buggy. Lift this leg a bit. Put this leg under. And lay this one down on the ground. Then you're going to lift your foot up. And just bring it over top. You're doing like a pretzel. And then you just twist to the side. And rest your arm on the other leg. And push it out. And we'll just hold this for like 20 or 30 seconds. Yoga's all about stretching and breathing. So I always just breathe deeply through my nose. And out through my mouth while the stretches go. This is lower back. And then you should be getting some in your leg here. And a little bit on the lower leg when you pull it. Are you, this will stretch, are you pretty flexible? This one doesn't feel crazy for people that are pretty flexible. So, to make this a bit deeper, like me, this is pretty good for me, but I'm not super flexible. You take your arm, set it on this leg, and you can push the leg down using it to kind of hinge on your other leg to make a little bit deeper of a stretch in here. If you're pretty flexible, yep, there you go. If you're pretty flexible, this pose is pretty easy. All these poses are pretty light, and they're just supposed to be for health, like recovery, not to make you more flexible, but you can definitely put some pressure into these to make them a bit deeper. I'm not gonna lie, I was like practicing my routine earlier, and I'm already like super relaxed now because I already went through the whole routine earlier. So my body is like feeling great. Alrighty. Swap to the other side. And then leg over. Over. And then do a nice twist in the back. Oh yeah, my right side's also very tight. I can feel it just right in my lower hamstring. Don't forget to breathe. So breathe through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll hold this for 20-30 seconds. Then we'll move on to the next pose. Slowly release. Bring your legs back to center. And just we'll sit here for a sec. So, again, I don't have any music running right now because, oh, hold on, my stream camera is broken. Give me a second. Take a quick break, drink some water, while I fix the stream cam. Sorry about that, guys. I did not even realize that the stream cam broke for you guys online. My bad. Ah. That is me. That is me. So this next one, I'm going to show you the position for it. Pretty simple. You're going to take your foot and just put it on top of your other leg here. Just rest it on top of your knee. Get into a comfortable position, leaning back on your hands, and you're going to raise the other leg that's under it like a swivel. And you're going to kind of get to that point where you can bend forward with your back or raise your leg higher to move into a stretch. And it's kind of, this one's pretty versatile, and you can kind of move it to where you need the stretch on your leg a bit by moving your leg in and out until you find a good spot and raising your leg to make the stretch deeper. What I was saying earlier though is until I get the double stream implemented, which I'll be doing next week, I can't play some light music in the world, so feel free to just chuck on, if you want music, chuck on some light music in the background on your Spotify. That's what I've... So what you can do, Hanabi, for a lot of people with a lot more flexible legs, you can raise this up, and then if you push on your arms and like hug your leg, and it's like you're trying to hug your leg with your chest, the more you push, the deeper it'll go into your hamstring and your thigh. Yeah. For a lot of people that are more flexible. Yeah. For a lot of people that are more flexible, this is a pretty easy pose. For me, I am a beefy, non-flexible dude, so this is a pretty good stretch for me. And we'll slowly release. Yeah, and we'll swap to the other side. Lay that leg down. Start to slowly raise yourself up to a comfortable stretch. And push forward. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. We'll hold this for a little while. And just breathe. Oh, to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see me. Oh, am I lifting myself? No, your butt is flat on the ground, and then you're using your arms behind you to push yourself down to like hug your legs, but obviously you can't hug. I'll give you a little bit more of a stretch. And we'll hold this for about 20 more seconds. 2 more deep breaths. One more. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And slowly lower that leg down. And back to center. Now we're going to move to a V pose. Your legs out. You're going to feel that right in your inner thigh. It can be pretty tight, so adjust your length. The more you stretch outwards, the more you flex outwards, the more you're going to feel a harder burn. So find a point that feels like a good stretch, not deep. Once you feel that good stretch, you'll put your hands behind your back and push into that stretch a little bit by leaning forward. The more flexible you are, the farther you lean forward, the better of a stretch it'll give you. And use your arms to adjust. When I like to do these, I like to rock a bit, where I push myself forward, get it a bit tight, make sure it doesn't hurt, but get close, and then release back, and kind of repeat. Every time. Oh yeah, Lily. Yesterday you were saying that your legs were super sore, so I built a yoga plan for tonight that's pretty much based around it's called like exercise yoga or athletic yoga. And it's for recovering from working out a bunch. So since you said your legs were hurting from squats, this should help. I pretty much custom built this for your lower body and your legs to help from all that. Oh, that's okay. Just do it in your room. I don't mind at all. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, yeah. We have a stream. You can also just join the stream. Hmm. It's in the link I sent you. You can join the stream. Just chuck it on your phone if you'd like. All right. 2 more deep breaths, and then we'll release. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now try to dig a little bit deeper. Get in there. And in through the nose, out through the mouth. And slowly walk back on your hands to release the stretch. And bring your legs to front. And we're going to take a second just to let you take your butt and just scoot your butt back and forth. Bring your legs and swing them a bit. Rock out that stretch. If you have some water, which mine is over here, take a drink of water. I love yoga with friends. It's a lot of fun. And afterwards, too, you just feel so good. You feel loose. It's like, I love doing yoga on Sundays, too. Get rid of the hangover if you're drinking. You get nice and loose, and then it helps you go to bed. After yoga, you can sleep easier. You can hang out with friends and watch some movies and pass out. I love going watching anime after yoga. All right. So this one's going to be a little bit fun. I'm going to turn sideways and show it to you, and then once you see me do it, we'll do it together. So you're going to rock back onto your butt here. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going crisscross applesauce, right? But then you're going to be pulling your butt towards your body, reaching out and grabbing the bottom of each foot, and just laying on your back and pulling your feet towards your face. This is literally the butt stretch. It will stretch your butt out, and it feels great. In a non-sexual way, of course. If you're really flexible, you can totally grab it with opposite arm. I mean, if you want to reach around, I've seen some people like reach and pull, but for most people, it's left foot, right arm, under your body. Okay. I've seen people do this that will like fold their legs in half and then hug themselves. I am in fact not that flexible. So I cannot do that. But when you lean on your back and pull it, you should feel your ankles, a little bit of your calves, but importantly, you'll feel it right in your butt. Helps stretch out your lower glutes. So you'll feel it in your ankles. And you're crisscrossing, you're grabbing each foot, you're pulling it. You should feel it a little bit right here in your lower butt, and you should be leaning back with your back flat, and you should feel it right along your lower butt, a bit in your ankles. And for a lot of people, our like lower glutes are a lot more flexible than we realize. So this is just kind of helping release lactic acid. For a lot of people, we use our legs so much, especially if you do any sort of, like you did jujitsu. So this probably won't do much for you, Zoom. Like this is probably just going to help release, like stretching it's still good. You won't feel a deep stretch. It'll just help release lactic acid in your muscles to, But for people that have done a lot of training groundwork like jujitsu, you probably won't feel too much from this. Exactly. You are ready. Fucking time to roll. All right. 2 more deep breaths of this. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. 1 more. And out through the mouth. And slowly release and roll up. And now the classic we all did in grade school. The butterfly. Yep. Now we're going to do that nice little butterfly position. I don't know why my feet aren't even, but I'll figure that out later. Classic butterfly. So there's 2 ways you can do this depending on your flexibility. You can put your hands behind your back and slam down to get really deep if you're really flexible. If you're not like me, I prefer to grab the bottom of my feet and lean forward and put my elbows on my knees and add a little bit of pressure with my elbows into my knees to adjust the stretch to how deep I need it to be. Yep, your groin is such a missed area whenever we stretch, especially if you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for a light run, or I'm gonna go for a walk, or I'm gonna move some equipment, like some furniture, or whatever you're doing, and you're stretching to kind of get ready for it. We neglect the groin so much because we just don't think about it. And we'll just hold this for about 30 more seconds or so. My groin is very sore from last night. I'm with you. That sounds way more sexual than I meant it to be. I fell asleep. To clarify, my groin did not get sore hanging with Velen last night because of reasons. My groin got sore because I fell asleep in an awkward position in my beanbag. Or maybe not. I'll leave it up to your imagination. All right. All right. And now we're going to do 2 more deep breaths and just stretch a little bit deeper. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. 1 more. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Now slowly release. Back to center. Put your legs straight. Nice and slow. And we'll just let that rest for a second. And now we're going to actually stretch out our hips that we were just putting pressure on. So we're going to do a light stretch to stretch those out. So this one's pretty simple. Legs are going to be out. And just watch me do it first. And then we'll do the actual stretch together. Legs are going to be out. You're just going to lay down as much as you can. You're going to bring your legs in to about that 90. And you're just going to raise your butt and do a plank and stretch your hips up. You'll get this in your lower back and your hips. It'll just do the opposite side since we just stretched the front of our hips and our groin. Now this will help stretch the back of our hips and groin. And this one we're going to do a little bit more like an exercise. We're going to hold this for about 10, and then we're going to lower our butts to the ground. So give it a few seconds. Push up a little bit higher. And in 3, 2, 1, lower your butt to the ground. And take a deep breath. And then we'll do it again. Raise your butt. I'll do this for about 10 seconds. Try to keep your shoulders square with your legs square with your shoulders. And your shoulders flat on the ground. Now push up a little bit. And slowly release to the ground. And we'll do this 2 more times. Breath. And raise. Remember to keep breathing. And keep your back straight. You're pretty much reverse planking here. And raise your hips higher for a few seconds. Get that deep stretch. And slowly lower to the ground. It feels good though, doesn't it? It's like it's got a little hump to it, but it feels really good when you're done. One more deep breath. This is the last one. And raise. Breathe deep breaths through your nose. Out through your mouth. Raise those hips one last time. And lower them to the ground. There we go. We got our hips. Next one's pretty fun. We're just going to sit up for a minute and kind of get those hips back into place. Drink of water is a great idea, to be honest. Now we're going to do a little bit more on the butt. A little bit more on the butt. Everybody likes having a nice butt. You're going to put your legs together. And then you're going to raise your legs. And you're going to give yourself a hug. And that's it. Just give yourself a nice little hug. And you just lay back. And we'll just hold this. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I remember back in my karate days, like my peak karate days, I could do the splits. No more. No more splits for Q. Now, we're just going to kind of rock. One side, trying to keep your butt a bit flat on the ground. Rock to the other. And rock that lower back. This one's not going to feel crazy. You're just going to feel it on the sides of your glutes. Just when you rock slightly. And we'll keep this up for a little bit longer. Back to center. Deep breath. And straighten your legs. And we'll do this 2 more times. Let your intestines take a breather. And lift your legs again. Give yourself a nice little hug. Make sure you let yourself know you're having a good day by giving yourself a hug every night. We all need hugs. And start to rock. Trying to keep your shoulders, spine on the ground as much as possible. And just rocking back and forth in that hug to flex your sides a bit. Flex your butt. One more deep breath. And back to center. And slowly put your legs to the ground. And release. I think we're about halfway done. It's not super long. It's usually yoga is usually only like 45 minutes or so. You don't need to you once you hit a certain point of stretching, you're just stretching for the sake of stretching at that point. Once you stretch out your muscles a certain amount in a day, you really can't stretch them much more. So I'm just trying to I just kind of made something for us to hit all the muscle groups in the lower body for us, but also to help Lily out with her legs since they were sore. And then once we do that, we'll do a couple basic poses just to stretch out the back. And then we're done. All right. So now, we're going to do the same thing, but one leg at a time. So we're going to raise one leg. Then you're going to grasp underneath your knee, pull it towards you, and raise your leg up as high as you can. And just pull right under your knee. And lay back. Just breathe here for a couple seconds. All right, now we're going to take our leg. We're going to drop that down. And I'm going to move forward so you guys can see us a bit better. You're going to drop your knee down. And you're going to throw your leg over the side here. Keeping your back flat. And just lay down. If this stretch isn't enough for you, there's two ways you can do this. You can put your foot on the opposite knee to stretch. Put your hand here and pull down. This is a little bit more flexible in the back here, so if you aren't super flexible in the back, you can take your foot and put it on the ground and pull down, and that won't flex your back as much. Both are viable. Both work good. I have a pretty flexible back, so I like keeping my foot on my knee. And we'll just hold this for a few breaths. Breathe in and out. In and out. One more breath. Try to get a little bit deeper in that stretch. In and out. And bring your leg back up. Slowly lower it to the ground. And pick up your other leg. And raise that other leg up under the knee. And stretch it up. My tracker's being a bit weird, so you can imagine, though, we just did it with the other leg. This is a very good stretch for your lower glutes. Now drop your foot towards your butt. Throw your leg over, keeping your back on the ground as much as possible. Shoulders on the ground. Throw that leg over. And push the hand down if you want a little bit more stretch. Stay here for a couple deep breaths. In and out. If the pose is a bit tough, just breathe through it. Make sure you adjust it so it doesn't hurt, but you want to get a good stretch. And just breathe through it. Breathe in and out. All right, one more breath. Go a little bit deeper if you can. And breathe in. And out. Now, back to center. Lift your leg. Put it out. And we're just going to lay here for a sec. Put your hands above your head if you have the room. Stretch out your lower back. You can also do it right here and just push up a little bit using behind your head to lift your back a bit more. Stretch out our lower back. We just did a lot of stretching there. Probably got a couple popped vertebrae. Feels pretty good. And now we're just going to relax. It's going to take a minute. Just lay here. And breathe. Yep, it is dead man's pose. And it's super important to let your muscles relax. We're getting pretty close to being done here, I believe. Let me look at my game plan. Yep, we're getting pretty close. Joy. Silence for a minute. Relax. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Couple more times. And now we're going to start moving our feet up to bring our knees vertical. You're going to center yourself, put your butt a little bit closer to your feet. Then we're going to rock back and grab our feet. Just grab the bottom. If you can't see it, you're just grabbing the bottom of your feet. It's the same as the hug. You're going to move your hands down from the tips of your toes, the center of your feet. And you're just going to pull your knees towards your face. Yep, pretty much. If you can't reach your feet, put your hands, loop them under your knees like this, pull like this. Nice, my knees just sounded like a 22 went off. Yep. Man, military joints are a wild thing. Alright. And we're just going to hold this for about 20 seconds. And this will be the end of the leg stretches. This will just get our upper hamstring. It's the last muscle we haven't hit tonight. Couple deep breaths. One more. And slowly release. And that's pretty much good for our legs. We've hit pretty much every muscle group now. Be aware of your... And now we just have a couple back stretches. It's the dangers of yoga. Very, very dangerous sport. And we're just going to do a simple sunrise here. So you're going to be on your sides. I'm going to put my controllers on my wrists for this. That makes it a little bit easier. You're going to be laying down, flat back. And we're going to do a sunrise position. So we're going to go here. Arms level with your shoulders. This is a knee position. Yeah, that's where the yoga mat comes in really nice. So we're just straight here. Then we're going to breathe in deeply. And just lift our arm up. And you should feel in your lower back, a bit in your upper, and in your shoulders. Now release. And do the other side. And raise the other side. Breathing deep. And release. And now we're going to take that arm that we just released, keep it down, and thread your other arm below, and drop your shoulder to the floor. And just lay, let me do the other side so you guys can see a bit better. Lay on the floor, arm straight out, other arm still to 90, just resting your cheek on the floor, and just stretch. Breathe in, and out, in, and out. Now swap to the other arm, thread it back through, and thread the other arm down, and rest your cheek on the floor. Breathe in, and out, in, and out. Now thread it back. And we're going to do that pattern one more time. Take a deep breath. We'll give it 1 second. Now raise your arm towards the ceiling and stretch it out again. Should feel a little bit easier now that we've stretched it out. Back of the shoulder. We as gamers get the back of the shoulder a lot because we're hunched all the time. So the back of our shoulders get really, really knotted because we hunch a lot. Now lower it down. Yeah, this one's a good one. This one's a good one. And raise the other side. Yeah, this one definitely gives you a nice, good stretch. 2 more deep breaths. Now thread that same arm underneath the other arm and cheek to the floor. And 2 deep breaths. Now back to center and thread that other side. And this is the last one for our shoulders. And this does our lats and our shoulders, so that's probably where you're feeling it in the sides. Couple deep breaths. And back to center. I think we have 2 more stretches and maybe 3. Let me check my planner here. We have 2 more hang stretches. We can recalibrate here for a second. We have 2 more stretches, and these both are standing, and then we'll be done. Yeah, the yoga mat helps a ton. Having that little bit of extra padded cushion, very, very, very nice. All right, and these 2 poses are very simple. Understandable. So, if I could fix my tracking now. Wait, you're going to take your legs, and instead of open A pose, you're doing side A's pose. So you're trying to make that same A position, just forward, as I knock over my water. Making this A position forward. And now, my vans. We're just going to take our hands, and this is total flexibility on your part. Try to touch the floor. This is as far as I can go. I've seen a lot of people do crazy things. I can't. This is me. My legs are staying straight, by the way. My trackers are just fucking up low. This is where I'm at, chat. Look at me. And now just let yourself hang there for a second. Don't even push it. Just relax and hang. Deep breath. And raise up. Back to center. And swap sides. And lower yourself down. If I didn't try to hang myself with my cord. There we go. Nice little back stretch, and stretch out the length of your leg. Push down a bit. And release and dead hang. Two more breaths. One more breath. And raise. And this last one is specifically for the back. It's going to be a dead hang. These are pretty simple. You just cross your arms. And then you bend forward. And you hang down with your arms crossed, and you can kind of pull yourself down with your arms. If you're very flexible, you can grab the back of your legs and hug yourself. And we're just going to hang here. We're going to hang here and get our upper back now that we got some of that lower back. We're just going to hang here. And that's it. Going to hang out for a couple breaths, 15, 20 seconds. And just breathe. This one also stretches your calves. It is a calf stretch. It's the same thing as a heated calf stretch, but you're standing. One last breath, and let's raise. And up. And we're going to do that one more time. Just stretch your back out. And then we're done. This is a great one to end on. Twist. Twist your lower back a bit. And then twist your chest to get that upper back. You'll probably get a couple pops in there. You got a soda, you got one soda. and hug your arms. And drop back down for our last stretch of the day. Should feel a bit easier now that we've gotten in that first one. You may be able to go a little bit deeper. Back should feel a little bit more loose. I'm going to grab the back of my calves and pull myself down a little bit. And we'll just sit here for about 5 breaths or so, and then we'll be done. Breathe in through your nose, and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 more. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And for this last one, try and just go a little bit deeper. And in through your nose. Hold it. Out through your mouth. Now, release. Back to center. And that was yoga. Alright guys, do you guys have anything to say online? Nope, looks like we're good. I'm going to sit here and chat with the people in the world. I'm going to throw you guys onto the ending stream. Thank you all for coming out that came in chat. I hope you had a good stretch, and I hope your hangover is a little bit better.
afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a